I've read the first page and I'm already kind of disappointed. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here from Fat and to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And fun fact, here we are to do a breakdown / live reaction and review and analysis of chapter 224 of Chainsaw Man of the Sky, which is known as Moon Spear Spear. Okay, but like, man, this is even I mean, I guess. And you see, this is bad because I'll admit, breaking meta for like half a second. I always do typically read the first page when I open it because I typically open the chapter I'm about to read first. Then I like set up my recording software and everything after that. So naturally, my eyes do get to wandering a little bit. So when I read the chapter title, I then read Yoru's line, and then that just like, I mean, like, it could still be cool. Don't get me wrong, and like, don't get me wrong. It makes more sense that it was something of this scale, rather than her literally throwing the moon. Like, don't get me wrong. A lot of us got our hopes up because like, Yoru's been kind of just a little bit insane, and considering her powers are like entirely perception based, maybe we just thought they were a little too perception based. Like, maybe she couldn't gaslight herself into owning an entire celestial body. But like, if it's really just gonna be a flag spear, that's gotta, I think it's probably gonna be strong. I guess. But like, she could, like, honestly, at this point, I wish she just, well, actually, let me see, before, I was gonna say, I wish she just Thanos'd it, but who knows? Well, she has it on her and keeps it on her. I have it on me and keep it on me. So let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into chapter 224, Moon Spear Spear. It is like, that is a silly day. We'll see. I'll turn the American flag into a spear. Can I say that? It's too late. Like, I'm not dancing around it anymore. Like we know what this is. We know this. Like, there are two mangaka currently who are kind of just like allegory, metaphor. No. We're going the Toby Fox route of things. It's themes.text all the way to the end. That was my chair. But we're like going themes.text to the moon and back. Well, in this case, literally to the moon and back. So like, we all know what Yoru is representing, right? Right? Like let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not Millie rock around it, or not. Like, of course Yoru most certainly is war, naturally, but considering where a lot of her contracts have been located, the power that she has access to, the types of power she has access to, the types of people she's absorbed, what her latest weapon is, I think, no, and don't get me wrong, I'm also not blind to the fact that she's using all the powers of this foreign power, specifically in the nation that was, like, basically rewritten by the same foreign power. Once again, it's very heavily themes.text, so maybe I shouldn't be afraid, but I'm still terrified. You know why. Let's see. you know, I do find this funny, though. That literally the only thing that like, it is just a regular flag, and then the only thing that changes is it does get a spirit tip, and then like, strangely enough, the flag gets like better wrappings. Like, notably, you don't see the tethers here, or it's not like it's tethers here. Okay. Okay. Then again, like, I guess, I don't know. I'll admit though, especially in comparison to some of Yoru's earlier designs, I think it may just be because, one, they don't last as long, and two, because like she's really diving into the nonsense of it all. If I have one critique, I think her weapon designs have gotten a little, well, actually no, I did like I think it was like the Moray sword. That was actually a good recent one. But like, the embodiment of an entire state was literally just state name, country name. Like, I don't know, it could have been like, I know, that's the thing, it didn't last that long. So I don't, like, it's the contrast, right? Should Fujimoto put so much effort into a design that isn't even going to last a chapter? Probably not. But I don't know. Like, it would have been cool if, like, the spear Well, who knows? Maybe it will. But like in my mind, if you're gonna make that into a spear, you could make it represent like you could turn it into a literal rocket, right? Like have you can still have the spear tip, but like the spear tip be like a sharp rocket point, and like the rest of the thing turns into a rocket, and like it wraps the flag wraps around it, and then like dot like that could have been cool. That could have been, and I feel like earlier your weapons would have done that. But since she is like desperate and kind of just doing what she's got to do, might as well. I was like, and that nation's I'm still kind of scared. And that nation's claim to the moon is a. And that nation's claim to the moon into a homing system. I mean, like, still not entirely, but like at that point, Yoru, why don't you just take the moon? Like, if you do believe that they own the moon, or they have claim to the moon, and you have claim to that, why not just take the moon? Why just the flag? Like you may be like, oh, Pennsylvania, you're just greedy for Chainsaw Man ups. Yes. Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. What, do you want me to deny it? You want me to beguile, deceit? No. I absolutely do want Chainsaw Man upscale. That's the main reason I want. But it's like still, like if you go even slightly commit to the bit, you can commit just a little more, just a hint more. You could have gone just even further beyond. We'll see. That's interesting though. Like, what is it? I guess notably though, that does kind of fit like satellites and how they're used for like orbital strikes. Actually, now I think about it, and literally, because she's using the spear, this is like an orbital strike because it's coming from orbit, and the original satellite is acting as a satellite, which would typically be used to guide a homing system. So actually, it does work out, and that still is like very prominent technology of the certain nation she's using the weapon as or the flag of. Though, admittedly, like. I mean, obviously, he's just a it sounds crazy to say, but he is just a mangaka. But like, how do, with it being so themed that text, I wonder how Fujimoto's editors and bosses are like, dude, really? We're doing that? Like, don't get me wrong, Fujimoto's done crazy things before, but usually it's been like specifically regards to Zodiac. Like, this is a lot. Like, Yoru's the bad guy. Like it's not even like like Yoru's the bad guy, and she's very specifically aligned with a very particular place. So, like, they gotta be looking at him like, Gangaruni, you're so lucky they probably don't know this is happening. We'll see. Yeah, but see, that's it. Oh, wait, maybe it's transforming even further. But, like, that's the thing. It's a little basic. It's a little basic. I mean, this is a very cool shot, though. And, like, I don't know, depending on how long this is taking, this is another, like, arguably FTL? How long does it take? Well, actually, you just take seconds. Let me see. How long does it take for light to, I think it's like 8 seconds, reach moon from Earth? Because remember that was a test that they did. 1.3 seconds, moon to the Earth. Alright, so even less. I'd say what, like 8.3? It's 1.3. So, unless it takes 1.3 seconds, it's still slow. But depending on the speed of this all, it's actually a pretty good speed feat, but I don't know. I hope it does like keep transforming as it dives down, because this, I mean, it's a little basic on design, man. Like, especially if you're not gonna literally throw the moon, at least be a little fancy with the spear you're making of the thing on the moon. Right. Like, we could have fun with it. Let's see. Okay. I do like that though. I like how because it's in the vacuum space coming from the moon, it's like nothing's happening, but the second it hits Earth's atmosphere, it just immediately bursts into flames. All right, let's see. Because the heat of it. Oh, but you know what? He does dodge it. And like notably, I do wonder, is he even gonna like attack Yoru now? Maybe he just knows there's like no real point because like the immortality thing, but like he hasn't really. Even last chapter, despite getting the Denji man for, like, he didn't really do anything other than rage bait. So like we'll see. Boom! But she did whiff. Because yeah, Denji makes that as fine. Jeez, almost got spared. what voice do I don't want to give him? Like, Pochita doesn't have a voice. I mean, he goes like he does that, but like he doesn't. Pochita doesn't have a voice in his Chainsaw Man Black form. And like Denji's voice is kind of like this surfer bro kind of thing, but like obviously he's not gonna just have this voice. So like, do I just put it lower? Yeah, we'll go like a little bit lower register. Cause he's not like full Pochita Black, but he's also not full Denji. Let's see. Jeez, almost got spared. You're a baby girl. I'm not into that. I thought about it. Not into it. Let's see. Almost got spared. Ah, okay. So it is eternally tracking. But yeah, it's a. I mean, I do like the little detail on the hilt. What is it? What would this be? Is like this isn't the pommel. I'm not sure what this would be called. Like this would be like the guard of like if this is the blade of a sword, then this is like the hand guard. I'm not sure what this is, but like that little detail is nice. But I don't know, man. It would have been cool if it like turned into a rocket. Would have been neat. Would have been. Oh, oh, whoops. Yo, do you die? I mean, like presumably he may have just let it go back in the middle of dodging. But I mean, shout out to the DENJI for consistently dodging though. This man, DENJI, he's still low key a monster. He low key a monster. There was some. No, I need to double check that comment. Because I'll admit, I didn't really have the highest regards for DENJI scaling, but then like I did a live reaction to the Aki versus Megami video, and someone left a comment like even like what I would consider like low or mid tier scaling be much higher in Chainsaw Man. So I need to like review that. I need to see what the scaling is. But look at DENJI, man, bro, weave it immaculately from the Moon Spear, and looks like the lion. Yeah, okay, the lion. Whoa. Lion D! Lady Yoru! I mean, like, this is gonna sound a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit morbid, so, at least you're still alive? Then again, like, I do genuinely wonder, especially in a world without it, what would we think happened? Like, how do we rationalize people no longer being there? Do we just think they popped out of existence? It's like, I don't know, because we gotta remember, it's not just like while certain in the that's actually the funny yet complex thing about it. We know when something gets erased in the Chainsaw Man universe, the memory of it gets erased, but the remnants of the things that were used to facilitate what was erased still exist, right? Like remember when mouths and then ears disappeared? They still had phones, like they still did have phones and stuff like that. So. Well, not even just phone, but like they had like general communication devices, and I think they had forks and stuff like that. All stuff that would be used for mouths. So, how do you rationalize that in that moment? Like, how do they rationalize their existence right now, right? Because like I'm not saying life is innately defined by death. Like, not everything is in binary opposites, right? And there are states that might as well be living death, or vice versa. Kind of things that like die but are technically still alive. Think of, like tardigrades being frozen in the depths of space. For all intents and purposes, they're dead, but like you bring them back and they're just gonna come back. So I wonder, like logistically, how does I mean, like pain, like would probably still define you, like your state of being, but is this like how does it feel? I don't know, especially for how much we've kind of been dancing around the idea in part 2 around like, hey, what happens if Pochita were to devour death? I almost feel like it's not being explored enough. Like I don't know, but I guess because it's such a more heavily esoteric concept, like a much more fundamental one than something like, or I guess when I say that, I mean like it's a lot more obscure in a weird way, right? Like you don't. Unless you work in the field of it, or like you're thinking about it consistently in sort of like a self-reflecting kind of sense, you don't think too often about death. Meanwhile, like if my mouth were to suddenly disappear, so would literally all of my personality, since I love to yap. If my ears spontaneously disappeared and everything went silent, like I would suddenly notice it, because that's like a prominent feature that's almost constantly in use. But like for death, like I guess you can't really show that off. Especially considering like the only ways to show that off with humans kind of have been. Like, we've seen them get hit by La Bomba Nuclear punch and just still be alive, burning alive, but, like, never being able to... Like, we've seen it. But I don't know. Especially with the way that it was portrayed previously with, like, ears and mouth. I think... Was nose nibbled on? I think it was just maybe ears and mouth. Like, I feel like that was a lot more interesting. Meanwhile, here it's just like, well, battle's still going. We still balling, and I guess that's the thing, right? Just because the end of a battle is gone doesn't necessarily mean, or like one end of the battle is gone, right? Because there's OKOing, or like being unable to fight afterwards, incapacitation. But since that still exists, the battle will have to go on until that point is reached. Let's see. Then he's like, well, there goes one living shield. How dare you, DENJI! How dare he what? Dodge. You know what, though? I get it. I get it. I get it. As a person who plays fighting games, I get it. Sometimes you're like, how did you... It is a moment like, how did you do that? How did you do that? When someone accidentally, like, TODs your second character in fighters, because like, because you call out the assist at the wrong time, and they... Oko, you're like, really? You really burnt all 3 bars just to get rid of that character? Yeah, absolutely. And I don't blame them. Let's see. Huh? Wait. Yeah, whatever, dude. Hold on. Huh? How's that my fault? You know what? Genuinely, yeah, I agree with Denji on that one. How? Like, I mean, well, in the sense of, like, it's kind of like, I'd say it's his fault in the same way that it was technically his fault that Android 17, or it was technically Gohan's fault that Android 17 was boomed by his Kamehameha alongside Super Perfect Cell, right? Or no, it would be just like, it's Cell's fault that Android 17 perished, because he was essentially holding 17 hostage when Gohan hit him with the Super Kame, or the Father-Son Kamehameha. That's how I'd say it's like, like if I'm gaslighting myself for Yoru and like looking at it through Yoru's perspective, since he was the one who was holding the Lion D hostage by like having him chained to his body. If the Lion D wasn't being held hostage, it may have been able to die, but like it can't move. It's just a head now. So unironically, like that really isn't Denji's fault of the fact that he was there, but still, that's enough. Let's see. Meet your end. But like, what is the end? Well, knocking him out and presumably like putting him back in the state he was before he got some juice. But like, would that even be satisfying for you, Yoru? Why don't you just I don't know. I'm not gonna say just let him rock out, but like, let him rock out. Like, what's the problem? Let's see. And yeah, okay, the spirit keeps coming. Eek! Denji never changed. Well, he's changed a lot. Denji keeps changing. Listen. Oh, jeez. Alright. Once again, this isn't... I guess, like, the main thing is, I just don't know how fast the spear is moving. So, like, I'm it's crazy how consistently, like, the at the back of my mind, the scalar man keeps just knocking on the door, being like, come on, we need upscale. We've been getting so much good upscale. We need upscale. But in this case, I can't tell. The Denji, he's doing a pretty good job of just like running away, I will admit. Considering it is like homing on to him, and it's literally the like, Denji, if Yoru can take the moon, Denji's not going to take the moon. So I'm not even sure how he's going to like necessarily deal with this, unless he like cuts it in half, or he just and like he eats it. Well, but and like that wouldn't really do anything, I don't think, because he wouldn't be eating like the flag D or the spear D, but like he could just eat it and erase it, right? Like if he really needs to get rid of it, because otherwise I don't know how he will. That or destroying it, maybe that would stop it, but it's really hard to tell. It's a metal spear. It's not something super duper complex. It is just a metal spear, and it is all yours perceptions. Like, and I guess it is like the big question. What even in the current scenario now, what exactly is Denji's win con? Because obviously, you could just say, well, his win con will be brutalizing Yoru over and over and over and over again. But not only is he currently not attacking Yoru, but also that would just take a long time. That would take a long time that I'm not sure Denji has in him, for one. And for two, I don't know what else he can do, though. Like I mean, other than, I guess the main plan is stall and annoy, like, rage bait Yoru so much that she loses control of the body, right? Like that would, if I had to hazard a guess, that would probably be the plan. I don't know what else would be the plan. If that's not it, I have no idea what else would be. So, I'm guessing that's the strat here. But I'm very interested to see how effective it's going to be, considering, like, Yoru, I'm not saying has Denji's number right now, but, like, if they're in a band off, right? If they're going band for band, I low-key think Yoru's got it right now. Let's see. Stop running! That spear will hold me on you until you accept defeat! But, like, would you, I mean, I guess, you made it, so it is your favorite. I don't know. It'd be like, well, to be fair, it's not at all the same. It'd be like if my kid went and beat up my op. I don't think that's me winning. Even though, technically, I made the kid. I guess. I don't know, but I guess whatever works in Yoru's mind, right? And I guess the main thing she is looking for, she isn't really, I don't think she expects this to, like, blow a hole in Denji or anything like that. Except maybe she does. But she just wants Denji to give up. but highly unlikely that's going to happen. Let's see. Darn. Like, even Denji's like, actually, Lord, what do I got this far. What is my workout, actually? Because clearly, the whole, like, erasing little D thing, while it helped a bit, it clearly, it still didn't take out any end to the battle, right? Like, unironically, this still isn't an eternal battle like I initially thought it was. The way Pochita was regenerating over and over and over and over and over again when he was initially fighting Yoro, I was like, oh, we're just in endless battle mode, right? Like this is like horde mode, except it's just two characters fighting with, like, some random supports in the background. No, like, this battle still technically does have an end, and Denji does need to actually play it smart to avoid getting game overed. So let's see how he does it. Let's see. Darn. Oh, oh, but that's a weave though. That's a weave. Yeah. Yo, I will admit though, especially in, like, a brand new, I mean, I get it, you know, it's still a humanoid figure, but especially for a brand new body with different proportions, because I'm pretty sure, I don't think Pochita ever controlled, or no, I don't think Denji ever controlled Pochita Black, right? He only had his hybrid form and then his human form. So for him to be so efficient at motion in this form, when everything's, like, differently scaled and he's, like, that's actually, once again, we've been, I've seen the universal glaze, especially when he hit the, on Makima, not Makima, on Yoru. Like, the universal glaze of Denji's battle IQ, but also just, like, the man's sheer dexterity and, like, self-control, like, and, like, not like, hormonal self-control, but, like, in terms of self-control of, like, his own physical form and stuff like that, like, that's really, really impressive and very impressively intuitive, considering he's literally facing a homing weapon. Let's see. Wait a second, I just had a light bulb moment. I'm a genius! He really just said we ball. Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Denji's seemingly not the kind of guy just playing, like, multiple steps ahead. Except for in the Makima fight. Like, he sort of did plot out a whole lot all the way at the end. But in terms of this, there is, like, unironically, unlike with Makima, Yoru's almost too focused on him, right? Like, because the main crux of the Makima scheme was that, oh, Makima doesn't even, like, think I exist. She only thinks of, like, Pochita or Chainsaw Man. She only thinks of my heart. She doesn't think I would be a threat. So let me do this. Like it's multiple layers of, I'm gonna mess with her perception in a weird way. I'm gonna use the fact that she doesn't even perceive me, and I'm gonna use, like, a special condition that she doesn't really understand. Using the remainder, like there's so much that goes into that Denji threw all together over the course of an extended battle. But not only was he kind of just not, unlike the Makima fight where he kind of, like, understood, oh, I'm fried. Like he had to, at least had time to think that out. It's weird to think about, but this fight kind of just happened. like Yoru did just get ganked by falling, suddenly get giga amped by the reinvention of La Bombas Nuclear, and then turned into the main villain. That did kind of just happen. So Denji didn't really have the time to plan or work around or do anything like that, because he wasn't really ready for this. So I guess it does make even more sense that he doesn't really have a built-in strat or anything like that. He's just like, we ball, and he's balling again, but he's light balling. Or he's not Pikachuing everywhere. He's light bulbing. Let's see. School! I mean, like, interesting. Let's see. Oh, but yeah, look at that. I mean, like, it's bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, it is pretty bad, but I mean, it's just a spear through the gut, bro. You've healed off worse. Ah! Like Denji, bro. You gotta be more nonchalant, bro. How you plan to pull if you can't be nonchalant? It's just a spear in your guts, buddy. What's the problem, man? No, I mean, obviously it still hurts, but that's the thing. A little like. Oh, you know, though, another thing about it, well, it isn't really it's just happened twice. I'd also say the Michigan sword or, like, the state swords in general, and even La Bombla Nuclear, like it worked. I think the main thing is that I was expecting more but then got something, I guess, more reasonable, which is like a matter of like what I would have wanted versus what actually makes sense in the narrative, right? Like for the state sword thing, would have been really cool to get a super intricate design that actually like represents the states that Yoru was wielding. Would have been cool to see the Michigan sword at all and not just, you know, the Oregon sword. Yeah, but at the same time, you're not gonna do all that work for what? Like how long was the Oregon sword even on screen? Like 3 pages, if that, maybe like 6, 7 panels, 6, 8 panels total. Like that's about it. And then for the long nuclear punch, I mean, it technically did go crazy. Like it did like annihilate all of the doors that lead to the underworld. So like what I expect, it was gonna like wipe out, like flatten the entire city. No, in fact, it's actually, you know, I think it is legit just the state thing, because I wouldn't have wanted, because of like this, like the idea of the interesting choreography in the buildings. I think it's a good thing that Lobom Nuclear Punch was actually a little like smaller scale, or like high in the sky, to the point where it didn't actually affect too much of the area around them, because a lot of the interesting choreography comes from the area they're actually fighting in. So destroying the underworld doors, that's fine. That was basically just a flat surface for them to fight on. Meanwhile, leaving the rest of the city intact actually is a good move. So I don't even feel like it's just that. I think it is just the Moon Spear and the State Swords where I'm like, I feel like we could have done a little bit more, a little bit. Like I get it, Fujimoto. You gotta keep it reasonable to some degree. But I feel like a little bit more sauce, just a salt-based sprinkle of a little bit more sauce could have been cool. Let's see. Ah! Oh, all right. Jeez. Hey, straight into a bed. Why are they? Oh, I guess it's a hospital, not a school. Let's see. Using my friends as a shield, fleeing from me. You're lower than a D. You know, when people say Chainsaw Man Part 2 doesn't have any character development, show them this panel, then show them early on. like, to imagine, like, obviously, like, the whole running away thing is something that she doesn't like. That is true to her character, but, or, like, as a consistent aspect of her character, but the idea of Yoru even conceiving having friends, and actually being incensed over it, like, that is true peak proper prime character development. This is, and I give Fujimoto credit. If he had only brought, or like had Yoru say this like once, maybe even twice, I'd be like, okay, maybe I'm reading too much. It's the fact that he keeps having Yoru reinforce that like she actually does care for her fellow kind. She actually does care for the D she's fighting alongside. Like going out of your way to do and reinforce that. That actually is like really good dedication to a bit to show like this is truly a part of Yoru's character. It's not some like, oh, we're gonna do this one-off thing for the one time, just like it's there. We have it. It's literally a part of the character now. She just loves her friends. She's actually truly shonen protagonisted it. And funnily enough, she's shonen protagonisted so hard, she's shonen protagonist harder than Denji, because where are Denji's friends now? I mean, like, I know they're all dead. Like, but still, like, like who is actually fighting for their friends right now? Yoru. Unironically, Denji has no one. At least no one he knows. Or at least no one he seriously knows. Let's see. But, if I even get one glimpse of you yielding, then I win! Serves you right! That's so crazy. Like, what if you get a glimpse of you losing? Like, and like, once again, going to the idea of how much can you use Yoru to gaslight Yoru? Like, we know Denji did the peace sign in order to do scissors, in order to beat her in rock, paper, scissors. But, like, if Denji were to gaslight Yoru, like remember how I mentioned earlier that technically getting speared wouldn't really count because, like, it's not Yoru herself throwing the spear. She's using, like, the moon and, like, an artifact. Like doesn't really, it's not the same, right? Like, if Denji were to tell that to Yoru and be like, hey, honestly, kind of mid, I think I win. She'd be like, what? What do you mean you win? I speared you! And he's like, yeah, you speared me. But you didn't spear me. The moon did. You didn't even throw the moon at me. Like you just used a homing spear. That's not you. I win. You gave up fighting me. You used external means. And she'd be like, what? Like would he actually just be able to, like, gaslight her into being like, oh, well, I lost, I guess. And he's like, all right, you lost back the body. Never come back. And she's like, it's like a pining back. I don't know. But Yoru's perception is that heavily based, like, her power is so heavily based on that. I wouldn't be shocked if the way to beating Yoru isn't even any of, like, some complicated battle stuff. It is literally just gaslighting her. Ooh. Like, and when you think about it, it would work. Because a lot of, it's gonna sound a little weaker, a lot of war is gaslighting. A lot of it. Think about any major war ever. It is a whole lot of, yes, Believe in our country's ideals. Don't look at the financial motivations behind it. Don't worry, we're going to win for the sake of spreading our healthy beliefs. Trust me, bro. Like, it is gaslighting. So your losing to gaslighting would be, unironically, very, very accurate. Let's see. I win! Oh, jeez. I'll turn you into a weapon, Denji. Oh, so she has given up on Pochita. Alright, now this is bad. Like, this is actually really bad. Let's see. What's he doing? Oh, is he? Oh, darn. Is he actually, like, is he spitting up blood? And set the humans against each other. But, like, once again, Yoru. How, like, I mean, maybe, like, just because now the humans are, like, internal and immortal, maybe like, our healing regeneration could be better, but, like, for example, if you lose a hand, your body, no matter what your body does, like, you could lose a hand at, like, age 1 and grow up, you're not getting that hand back. Your body only has, like, one set of certain things. Like, when you lose your permanent teeth, like, those don't come back, even though we as humans have healing factors. Like, really good healing factors, too. Like, when you think about the fact that, like, you could lose, like, I don't know, if you were ever a kid, you could skin your whole arm. Like a whole layer of skin could just be gone. And, like, give it a few weeks and it'll be back. Depending on, like, how much vitality you have, like, give it a few days, and your arm will be just, like, covered in scabs, and, like, a week later it'll be back. So, like, we do have good healing factors, but, like, nothing major. And that's the thing about Yoru, right? Like, unless she really savors and takes her time, eventually people are just not even going to be able to war anymore. I don't know, I feel like Yoru's world, while it sounds like, oh, this is eternal madness, unfortunately, humans aren't, like, creatures with extreme regeneration. Eventually, even with the circumstances set up, you would run out of people. So, I don't know, Yoru. We need to think this through a little bit more. I'm going to enjoy my perfect world! I mean, I suppose this is her perfection, but that's the thing. Nothing's perfect, Yoru. And nothing can last forever. Let's see. Okay. Okay. What happened? Did she just miss? Or is Asa taking back over? Wait. Because that looks like she tripped. But then again, we know that Asa's tripping was like an intentional choice. Like, what? I was like, why did I trip? I'm not Asa. Oh, well, there goes that. Alright, let's see. Huh? What happened? Ha! Wait! How did he do that though? Was the leg D here? What? What? But you remember what I was talking about earlier, the idea of, like, well, I actually think the more physical, like, actual visual concepts of removal by Chainsaw Man and Denji were, like, actually cooler than just, like, the removal of a more esoteric concept like Lil D. Well, here's here's one of the best examples of it. I guess Denji just... But, like, where did he get... I may just be forgetting, though. I may just really not remember. And, like, that's the thing. We completely forgot legs, but, like, what do we think pants are for? Like, pants don't... Like, Yoru, you're wearing a... And, like, notably, though, it is interesting. It is truly just legs. Because, like, it seems like her lower... Like, is literally... Her thighs and below are gone. Like, those are gone. Huh. Like, what do we think pants are for then? Are they all, like, really long booty cheekers? Like I don't know what else they would be for. I was like, how was I moving until just now? Are we gonna have to see Yoru just start? Like, she presumably should have the physical strength too, but, like, the idea that we're now going to get Yoru. But, like, the thing is, does Denji now no longer have legs? He should, right? Interesting though. I guess the glutes wouldn't be considered part of your legs. So I guess your legs really aren't that. So, like, are the glutes part of your torso? For science, hold on. Are glutes part? Like, I do glutes on leg day. Legs or torso? Yeah, glutes are technically a part of the lower leg. Maybe they don't have glutes, but once again, it looks like Loki looks like Denji got cheeks here. So I don't get it. You'd think it'd be more, but it's just like it. Yeah. Let's see. Denji, what did you do, Denji? But that is good. That is cool to confirm, though. That even in his hybrid form, he still does have access to the erasure ability. That's nice. That's nice. That's good. That's good. I do wonder, though, like, what happens if he eats, like, the stomach D? Does that fry everybody? Like, is it actually a good? Like, I don't know. That may be bad. Let's see. I forget her name and face now. But that chick who... Oh, Lil D. Ah, okay. Okay, so that's interesting. He doesn't remember the concept of Lil D, but he remembers Lil D herself, right? Because he's talking about when she did, in fact, go with them. When I acted like I'd worked with her, she gave me a whole bunch of D-pawns. Ah, okay. So that's interesting. So she had been building a much larger puppeteer army the entire time. I mean, that makes sense, though. That makes sense. And she gave it to Pochita, or Denji, in order to make use of the erasure ability against Yoru. So that's smart. That actually is smart. That's a cool way to at least give that hypothetical build dynamic some sort of payoff, which I don't think would have happened any other way. So this is a good way to work it. D-pawns? It can't be. Don't know what I ate, but since I need blood, I'm gonna keep chowing down. So that's what that was. Okay. I thought he was coughing up blood from the spear in his back, in his guts or anything. No, and that's why he covers. I thought he covered his mouth like, wait, I gotta keep the blood in. No, that's in the blood is him. Like he's eating different pawns. Okay. I mean, smart way to regen, but I like Denji. You may act like not knowing what you're eating is actually pretty bad. Like Denji, what if you erase victory? What if you eat the plant? Like I mean, maybe, but she gave him legs. Lil D did give him legs. Was it like what kind of last resort D-pawns does she have? And now that Denji has like, and where were these stored? Well, yes, Denji's upper torso didn't get destroyed, so I guess it makes sense. Like, okay, all right. Now, my one little complaint. Well, I had two, like the whole idea, like some things I feel like aren't as elaborated as it could be in terms of like the weapons Yoru is making. But at the same time, my one other little complaint was that I think the erasure of a more like fundamental and esoteric concept like Lil D wasn't as well shown off or flexed as it could be due to the nature of the battle that we're in and the narrative we're telling. But now we're going to see Denji eat and eat and eat. So I presume we're going to get a very similar set, or like if not set of chapters, very similar chapter to the chapters when Pochita had reappeared after the end of Nayuta and was just eating different things. So let's see. Ah, okay. So that's a smart ultimatum to pull out. And once again, I have to give credit Denji. What? I have to give Denji credit for his on-the-fly ingenuity, because that is a good way to force the issue, right? Give back Asa's body, or I'll make a mess of your perfect world. Stop it! That is a smart way to essentially force Yoru into doing what he wants. Because like that's the thing. Technically, in this moment, Denji doesn't really have any power over Yoru, but since the only thing she cares about is her perfect world, use that perfect world that she has right now against her as leverage. How are people going to wage war if they don't have legs? If they don't have arms? If they don't have a brain? Like you could just go further and further and further. So there's literally nothing left. So overall, a W chapter. I'll admit, I'm like, oh, let me dock points because she didn't actually throw them. Like I didn't even like. I'll be honest. As crazy as the upscale has been, I, like many others, I literally did last week's poll based around this. I, like many others, thought she was just gonna unseal something in the moon. Especially I remember the whole Statue of Liberty thing. So she didn't actually like throw the Statue of Liberty. She just like unsealed something inside of it. So if anything, the utilization of the flag as a spear is like a more unique idea than her unsealing something, and also more realistic than her literally throwing the moon. Because don't get me wrong. It's Chain the Man, right? It's not like the most realistic series out there, but like the drastic ramifications of throwing the moon at all would have been really, really bad. And like, while the upscale would have been cool, I think you couldn't really continue the fight from there. Because like either Denji cuts the moon in half and then Yoru needs to start throwing stars, or Denji loses. And like we're not gonna do either of those. So just using the spear, even if I think the spear's design is a little bit underwhelming, I think Now, this may be me huffing some Fujimoto copium, so let me cook. I think the simplicity of the spear, the simplicity of the state sword, the simplicity of a lot of the things that Yoru's designing is because she thinks she owns them, but unlike prior, she doesn't actually love them, right? A lot of the earlier weapon designs, like she had built up at least some sort, her or Asa had built at least some sort of emotional connection to them that just isn't here anymore. Like it's not a thing that's relevant at the moment. So it's not relevant at the moment. It doesn't matter to Yoru either. And since it doesn't matter to Yoru, like the intricate designs that we used to get wouldn't matter. When she says, I need a state sword, she gets a state sword. When she says, power of people, come to me, it literally just comes in raw energy. When she wants a spear made of the flag on the moon, she just makes a spear with the flag on the moon. Like, it's the most basic level of design and application because Yoru doesn't really have any strong connection to anything right now. She's just wilding. That's fine. And that would explain why the things she actually does care about, like her friends, or like the Moray ELD, did have like those super crazy, still complex designs when they were turned into weapons, because there's something that Yoru actually has a connection to. So I think, honestly, call it me huffing copium, but I think the lackluster design of some of the latest weapons does actually still feed into the overarching narrative and makes sense within the context of the story we've gotten so far. I still must give insane credit to Denji for working so well on the fly against an opponent he really wasn't ready for, who does still clearly scale massively above him, but he's working out, using every last resource to his advantage, and putting himself up in a scenario which I never would have expected him to be able to, which is very, very impressive. And specifically, it makes sense how he's doing it, right? Like, obviously, like, it's a big shonen protagonist thing where, like, they overcome the odds and they go even further beyond, but, like, I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about, like, Denji's actually just battle IQing through it and wilding out in the best way possible, and it all makes sense within the pre-established lore of everything. Nothing as crazy as Yoru herself has been, nothing that Denji has done has been to the same level of, like, oh, we're just insane now, that Yoru has been, in a good way. So overall, a W chapter, here for the 2 times. A W chapter. If you've been all the way to this video, please do me a favor and leave Future Imperfect. Is that that's a Marvel reference? Future Imperfect? What is that? I forget what the specific reference is to that, though. Is that a Marvel or DC reference? I remember hearing it a lot. But leave Future Imperfect in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe, make sure that lethal notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you're going to have a page down below. Use word me for as low as one, get a month. The links to exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member to the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks include the live reactions here, the series I am to review, ad variations of all my videos, early ad-free access to all my videos, early ad-free, normally added access to all my videos. If you'll notice, the Chainsaw Man reviews for the past couple, and probably for the foreseeable future, haven't flipped. It's because Chainsaw Man almost got me boomed, but pages of members don't only get early access to all the reviews I do, but also the normal looking versions of them. It's like a piece of the chapter isn't chunked out and or reversed, so you can actually read and see alongside me. And then on top of that, you get your name listed at the end of literally every single video I produce, not just over here on this channel, but also on the second channel that got the reaction. I drop 45-minute to 2-hour long reaction videos over there every Saturday at 1 pmizzle, ES-tizzle. So if you want to check that out, please do not be afraid to. I'm telling you, it's a fun, good old time over there. And if you are a $3 member or higher, you don't just get your name listed at the end of every single video, you get your name read aloud and listed at the end of every single video I produce on this channel, the second channel, and any of the channels that may exist soon in the future. But on top of that, I do have my Twitch, that guy with the controller, links in the description down below. Roll through every Friday at 8 p.m. EST. We do be yapping, I do be streaming, I was about to say something creepy. Let's not. So we do have a bunch of fun over there. So please roll through. And then on top of that, if you want to drop 5 views for a short video, 20 views for a long video, or any support at all, it always helps more than you know. The link to my Ko-Fi is in the description down below. Now, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Guillaume, Pura Ura, Enzo, Swift Strike, Super Flame Zero, Yuki Ally, Striker Man, Grim, Ollie, The Boy, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Magic, CCC, Ramondo Furen, Dino, Heath Nelson, Hector Gonzalez, Black Sage, Tim Thomas, Kaving, Julian Perez, Akolade Babatunde, Union I, ORXN, Nevi97, Logan Guzman, Dead Meme, Korudir, Christian Carter, Jagoda, Keon Stewart, Donovan McIntosh, Sino King, Hamza Idrisi, BNA DNA, Edwin Ingbignoba, Cyan, Straw, Cybersage 12, Athenzi Shia, Antavius Mitchell, Plant Crone, Azo2404, Create Panem, Zapro, Weary Exile, Karina Hernandez, Sheesh King, Window Life, Alex Kenny, Victor Jacobs, Todd, Dre, Axis XC, The Practical One, Aswin Hedi Presetia, JMDKD, and Landon Clapwick. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons, A+A, Kevin Encarnacion, Sean, Dread Zoen, Midnight Lord 21, Wind Draco, Alyssa Buhanos, CJ, and Brandon Cathell. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members, King RTX and Shrimpo the 4th Shrimp 06. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members, J Warrior and AZ Void. And to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons, Waki Munoz and Waki Munoz.